Okay, the life of a caregiver, right? Um, so in 2024 March, my husband had a stroke that caused him to have problems with his left side. He was lucky because he survived it. I was home to see it happening. Um, it wasn't painful, which is the scary part. People don't realize that sometimes it's not painful. You don't even know. And life as a caregiver has been pretty hard. Um, the the need for a caregiver, multiple medical appointments in a day, in a week, back to back, every couple of days, ultrasounds, physical therapy, occupational therapy, stents, etc. You name it, it's been happening. Um, Missed work for me, lost work for him because after the job was notified about the health condition, they released him from duty, um, which also impacted the household. And it's just been really hard financially. Um, and otherwise, it's been a lot of mental adjustment for him and a lot of struggle for me. To try to keep all of the balls in the air is how I like to say it. Try to keep all the balls in the air. You don't really realize how precious your health is until you don't have it. Simple things like getting to the restroom or like getting in and out of bed, in and out of the house, in and out of the car. It's just like it's a whole like production. Having to set the house up so that access is easy, and then also him wanting his independence, right? Not losing everything. People don't really think about that part. As a man, you're losing your ability to just be independent, and the breadwinner or the head of the household type of deal. I'm thankful that my job has been pretty understanding and pretty lenient when it comes to letting me take off work as I need to take care of things, understanding when I have to call in because the caregiver didn't show up, or the caregiver that did show up wouldn't take him to an appointment, and then also coming to realize that our healthcare systems kind of sucks. Like, why are the people who fill that role as caregiver to allow the other person in the house to continue to go to work, to keep full insurance, to keep the household afloat or what have you, And thankfully, in our instance, we had the same job. And so, you know, the income was cut in half, but it's still decent income, you know, and the insurance is still there. But things could be way worse. Um, I, I, I don't want to imagine what it would feel like to be in his shoes, because I get to witness what it's like and watch him, you know. And so when, you know, I was like, okay, well, how can I transition into something that pays the same or better, but allows me to be closer to home and more accessible? And I've just been picking up on just little things here and there. Being a DoorDasher is not going to pay my bills. It's not going to give me the health insurance that currently covers all of his medical needs. I want to possibly go to South Carolina, or over on the East Coast where his family is, because it would give me more people to rely on to help. You know, like that's where his kids are. And he's, you know, got 9. I have 3. But we have 12 together. So, excuse me. Having to be on high alert for like rising blood pressure, dropping blood sugar, you know, knowing what medications are being taken, whether or not all of the medications have been filled, if he's taken 2 of the same pill or not. It starts to run a person ragged. And also, you have to stay on top of your own health care, your own well-being, your own medical. I missed my mammogram last year and this year. That's not good. I have a family history. There have been some other struggles of mine medically that have started to creep up. Anyway, so the tarot card readings that you see me doing on here are so that I can try to monetize on YouTube, so I can stay home. Really. You see me on TikTok under the same, you know, name, Tommy and Beat. He's Tommy on Beat. It's so that I can try to stay home, closer to home. Be home. I didn't say, excuse me, been up since 5. I didn't say that it was a strong desire. I'm just saying that it is something that I know needs to occur. And it has been really hard to come to terms with the changes. So, know that when you get married and they give you that one line, rich or poor, better or worse, sickness and health, till death do you part, that you really might get called on your promise. You might get called on it, and it is not gonna always be easy. It's not gonna always be fun. You're not gonna always want to do it, and for that matter, they may say something to piss you off, and you'll be like, "You're sounding really unappreciative right now." And then sometimes I'm like, well, they say, God won't give you more than you can handle. I would like to find out where that's at in the Bible, because I don't really think that that's something that God says. This is not feeling like, I feel like I'm getting way more than I can handle, because it's not just coming from there, it is also coming from other areas. There's been struggles on the job, you know. In my job, I can handle a lot of stuff. I used to teach, and I used to be a substitute teacher, and and I've done, the rough parts of my job. I don't scare easily. But I recently had someone say something to me that kind of gave me pause, and I don't know if I'm extra sensitive because I know so much is riding on me making it to work every day or not. I want to, right now, I am really seriously considering just shutting everything down and leaving the state. Like, I feel like it would be a lot easier in a lot slower environment, but then that would be where there'd be poor medical coverage and financial woes. So I can't win for losing. I can't win for losing.